All right, this video is working. What's up? Tim Sykes here. It is my birthday. Thank you for all the well wishes. I'm getting hit up on every platform. I appreciate it. I wish I could hit up everybody back, but it's easier just for me to make a video. And it's better for you because frankly, I'm giving you a gift for my birthday. I'm a big believer in it's better to give than to receive. A lot of people ask me, what do I want for my birthday? I don't need anything, okay? I am so happy. I am so fulfilled. Having quintupled my number of millionaire students lately, having 2 back-to-back $1 million plus trading years, having all this new technology to really communicate with everybody, having the ability to travel again. I'm a little jet lagged right now. I'm filming this at like 3 in the morning. So forgive me if I look crazy, but you know, I'm literally traveling everywhere. Earth Day is next week. Very excited to show you what we've got coming up with Carmagawa. We have some new Earth Day projects, getting into charity NFTs. But right now, first of all, leave a comment below if you're excited about these NFTs. I'm curious to see how many people I'm actually reaching. I'm giving away $100,000 worth of gifts for you on my birthday. I'll post a link to this video that I filmed. I don't know if I can put it in this video. I'm not that good with technology. I guess I'll probably just post a link below this video so you can try to get your share of the $100,000 in gifts. It's kind of funny if you actually look at this this bag that I have. I was in Bali the other day. We have 22 new schools opening, so gotta go there. We filmed it. I'm actually going back there right now. I'm in Texas just for a few days. Bali to Texas, back to Bali. It's a fun week. But in this bag, you'll see if you watch this video, it's not US dollars. The birthday gifts are worth $100,000 plus US dollars. But what's in the bag is actually kind of interesting, the currency. So I brought it with me. I just go wherever I can and try to help people. And in this video, aside from the $100,000 worth of gifts, I want to just go over some basic lessons. I gave an all-day webinar yesterday. Leave a comment if you joined in on that, if you like that, if you want more all-day live webinars where, I do the live trading. I do Q&A. I actually missed a few executions live yesterday, so you can see that I bungled it, but I had a nice energy play at the end of the day where I'm up a few hundred. But in this video, I want to talk about 10 lessons for my birthday because I find that a lot of the best lessons in life and in the stock market are counterintuitive. And this is why I got into teaching. It's my honor to do charity. It's my honor to donate money. It's my honor to trade transparently. You can see all my wins and losses. But I really want to try to speed up your learning curve, not just in trading, but in life. Like these are things I wish people had told me early on. I would have saved myself a lot of hassle. But I had to learn the hard way, and I'm trying to be the mentor to you that I never had. That's why I led off by saying, I have everything I want, 25 plus millionaires with more on the way. I could always use more dedicated students though. So if you do want to get me something, be dedicated and watch this video, watch all my videos, and, just realize that this is possible, that none of my millionaire students or I are that special. And it seems that every new millionaire got inspired to really study because they saw some other millionaire in my challenge come up. Like, I was in the office yesterday trading with Matt, Monaco, and Bryce, and they both got into my challenge because they saw Roland come up. Roland started with 4,000. I think he's at like 1.7 million. I'm seeing him in a little bit today too. And before Roland, it was Mark Crook. Before Mark Crook, it was Tim Grittani. Before Tim Grittani, it was Michael Good. Now, you got Jack Kellogg closing in on 10 million. Matt Monaco is 2 million. He's just like 2 years out of college. Bryce is closing in on 1 million. Kyle's over 3 million. Jack Schwartz is closing in on 3 million. Mariana, my first female millionaire student, over 1.6 million. So more and more people are starting to see that you can do this, but you need to put in the time first to study. So that's why I'm giving you guys $100,000 worth of gifts for my birthday. You can click the link below. Oh, I also have a second gift. I forget. I get a little overwhelmed. We have this special on stocks to trade. I'll post 2 links below. One with the $100,000 worth of gifts for my birthday, and then this special stocks to trade offer that's going to expire in basically 3 days. So if you watch this video anytime in the next 72 hours, you can get this. I'll post a link to it so you can read it. But let's get to the lessons because I got to actually get going. I got to film. People are like, oh, are you celebrating your birthday? I'm filming. I'm making video lessons. Some people will say, oh, Tim, why are you working on your birthday? if you do what you love, it's not work. You know, if you truly do what you love, you never have to work a day in your life. And I'm very fortunate to love what I do. You know, I've sat on beaches, I've traveled, I still do that stuff, but right now I'm on a mission. So lesson number one, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So have patience, stay dedicated, and appreciate the ups and downs along the way, because that will all make your eventual success that much more gratifying. It actually would not be as gratifying if you succeed later on, or when you succeed later on, if you didn't have the downs, if you didn't have those moments of self-doubt, if you didn't have those losses, those mistakes, you start to appreciate them. You might not enjoy them, but you start to appreciate them, especially over time. Also, this lesson is really important. Number two, some markets are better for earning, like 2020 and 2021. You could have bought like anything. Like the dumbest people I know were making a lot of money. But some are better for learning. And if you use the strategies from like 2020 and 2021, you're losing a lot in 2022. So far, the NASDAQ is down like 12, 13% on the year in just the first few weeks. And that's after a bounce. It was down close to 20%. But you need to utilize them all to really succeed over time. Again, you can't just have all your wins. You can't just have, oh, it's a great market all the time. You will set yourself up for failure. A lot of the people who gambled and did well in 2020 and 2021, they're losing everything and more. Going bust, going in debt, wondering why it's not working. Because they did not have enough knowledge. There's a saying, a fool and his money are soon parted. If you are not fully prepared, any success you have, any money you have will go away because you didn't truly earn it. So you start to appreciate the ups and the downs. You start to appreciate the losses and the lessons and the rules and the discipline. That's how you have lasting success. So some people say, oh, just wake me up when there's a hot market. No, you need to learn with slow markets. And it's actually better to learn right now. You can take small size. Like if you tuned in to my all-day webinar yesterday, I mean, I held that energy play for nearly an hour and I'm analyzing everything, comparing it to other energy plays, comparing it to the overall market. And people are like, wow, I had no idea you did all this when you're in a trade. So you start to learn the process, and it's not just about the money that you make. Number three, cut losses quickly and take singles. Feel free to get more aggressive only after you have a lot of success and experience, as frankly, newbies are not ready to trade aggressively. I can't tell you how many people say they can't wait to be over the PDT rule. If you're a newbie, the PDT rule helps you. You should not be trading that much. You should not be trading that big. Everything works pretty well if you trust the process. You know, all my millionaire students lately, they had very slow years, sometimes not even trading. Mariana didn't even trade her first year. She just watched all my DVDs and video lessons and webinars. So you can't just expect all this success right away and be so aggressive right away. It's good to start small. It's good to paper trade. It's good not to trade. You can always get more aggressive later on. Number four, mistakes are the best educators, so don't fear them. Embrace this fact and that they will inevitably happen, and then you can maximize them to your advantage. So many people are so afraid of losing big, and they're like petrified, and so sometimes they don't even trade. You really have to say, wait a minute, if you're going to be a success, if you're going to actually learn this the right way, you will have some losses. Some of them, you know, you'll get emotional, you won't be disciplined, you won't be perfect. Every successful trader I know has at least one big loss, and we remember those big losses. We never want them to happen again. So they actually turn into like the best educators. My $500,000 plus loss on Cygnus destroyed my ego. Best thing that could have happened to me. I never have big losses. I will never get into an illiquid stock like that again, take too big of a position, fall in love with the technology. So many lessons. So if you ever do have a big loss, it's not the end of the world. It's bad if you try to block it out. There are a lot of traders who don't like to talk about their losses, or God forbid, post their losses publicly for people to see. That hurts their progress. That creates like their own little ego, their own BS. I guess you call it a prison of like perfection. You don't need that. Number five, refine your process meticulously and use all the market data and your own trading data to improve over time. We are in a data-driven industry. It blows my mind that people are trying to predict what's China going to do, what's this going to do. What you're trying to predict, you're playing guessing games. You're not going to succeed that well. For me, I prefer to react. What are the biggest percentage gainers? What is the catalyst behind the percentage gain? Then I start to see, oh, this stock has legs. Same thing with traders. You cannot analyze any trader's performance or strategy if you don't have all the data. It astounds me that people look up to these people who post one or two big screenshots. They don't talk about their losses. They don't talk about their position size. They don't show the details. They just show big money and they lure in newbies who want big money too. This is why 90% of traders lose. Most people are full of BS. Most people are following BS. So you can look at this data. This is not rocket science. I'm like, oh my God, I'm shouting at the top of my lungs. It's frustrating to see people get taken advantage of. It's frustrating to see people ignore data. Like when I warn about these pump and dumps and the promoters are like, no, Sykes is lying. I'm like, ignore me if you want, but I've got 10,000 plus examples of the same pattern, the same promoters, the same kind of management, the same kind of BS, promises. What do you got? You say that I'm lying? Okay, prove it. The data can prove it. And this is why it's so good to be real for me in an industry full of fakes. Learn the data, use it. Number 6, expect the worst from every company, management, and other traders too. This is an industry full of degenerates, liars, and losers. The sooner you get cynical, the better. I'm sorry to be the messenger. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but this is a shady industry. Literally, industry stats. Several academic studies, don't blame me, several academic studies show that 90 to 95% of traders lose. And if you just do historical searches for all these penny stock pumps that are so heavily promoted on Discord and on all these websites, oh, we've cured cancer, oh, crypto, oh, weed, oh, mobile tech, like it's all BS. Almost 99%, maybe even 99.5% of these small companies fail. And guess what? 100% of us die. Nobody makes it out alive. So you got to start to say, wow, everything's going to fail. Everything's going to end. What are the steps that lead up to the failure? Because patterns repeat. It might not be an exact science, but you can start to kind of go back and see how these companies are about to fail. And guess what? Some of these companies, they might fail in 5 years, they might fail in 10 years, but their stock can quintuple or octuple this year. So it's not like they fail all the time. It's just in the long run. And so you have to really be aware of this and not fall in love with the technology or the promises that management and promoters spew. They always spew a lot of hype. Everything's going to change the world. People think, oh, this time is different. Those are the 4 most expensive words in the English language. This time it's different. It's never different. Okay? Be cynical, expect failure, but be willing to ride the hype, be willing to ride the pump while it's on. I have no problem buying pumps. I have no problem buying, junk companies. When I first got started teaching, I used to do blog posts why I invested $50,000 into this scam. And people were like, what are you talking about? You're putting your hard-earned money into a scam? And I'm like, yeah, it's the scam's job. It's the promoter's job to pump up the stock for a few days or weeks or months. I've toned it down now because I don't need to say like this is a scam or whatever. I just want you to understand that promoters lie. They pump things up for a few days, sometimes even a few hours, and then they usually come crashing down. You can ride that momentum. I'm grateful for the promoters. I don't want them to shut down. They make it very predictable. They're not the sharpest tools in the shed. If you've ever seen some of these promos, if you've ever been in a Discord chat room, now some of the promoters are on the run, hiding in Mexico. I'm sorry for that, but it's inevitable, okay? They can only pump crap for so long. So be aware, be cynical. The same thing with traders who don't show all their trades. I've heard every excuse in the book why they can't show all their trades. I don't believe a word anybody says if they don't show all their trades. It's very easy to say, oh, I make too much money. I don't want people to talk about it. Shut up, okay? You're not that good. You're really not. And the reality is that they're usually lying. They're usually hiding something. I can't tell you how many people who post big screenshots and people newbies look up to them and they're really just paper trading or they don't share their losses. Don't get me started. There's a lot I can talk about. Anyways, be transparent with your trading, okay? In the community, on Profitly, and on social media. It really only hurts your own progress if you hide trades, if you don't show all your losses. Use this new technology. Use the community and social media to hold yourself accountable. It helps you grow big time. Part of the reason why I don't have any big losses anymore is because I don't want to look like an idiot to my students. Because I share every trade, I'm not going to hide any trades. This is what I believe in. I don't want to make dumb trades. So I think about this before every time I make a trade. And this can help you. Before you make a trade, every time it's like, oh, It's not just about, is this going to be a profit or a loss? If I'm going to share it online, people are going to judge me if it's like a really bad thesis. And we all have bad theses sometimes. Sometimes we fall in love with technology, press releases, a chart setup, whatever. If you post it with the community, I'm not saying you have to listen to the community. The community isn't that smart either. Like that, sometimes it's like the blind leading the blind. I know newbies like to trade together, and I'm like, no, stop trading with somebody else who doesn't know anything. That's, two wrongs don't make a right. But at the same time, when you start getting in the habit of sharing everything publicly, it's a great accountability measure that can really help you improve over time. Number 8, there's no one magic formula or a magic formula strategy that works for everyone. Why am I saying this? There's no magic formula to strategy. I wrote this literally when I woke up. Or strategy that works for everyone. You see, I'm not perfect. I have grammar mistakes. We're all different people with different strengths and weaknesses, so take a little something from all fully transparent traders and optimize your own process. This is why I'm so proud of my community. Not just about the fact that they're making millions of dollars, my top students, the fact that they're sharing with the community. Every new millionaire helps speed up another millionaire's journey because you start to learn from them. You start to get inspired from them. I know that the challenge chat room is my chat room, but even if I wasn't, even if it wasn't my chat room, that is the single best chat room I've ever been in because you have the most millionaire traders who are fully transparent. There's a lot of chat rooms where people claim to be millionaires, but they're not fully transparent. And they're posting some very, just devious stuff. Really this is the range I'm buying in. Oh, actually, I didn't buy it. I shorted it. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't update the chat room. Shut up. There's so many shady people here, and they think that people don't see that they have this double talk, and they're always trying to make it seem like they're right all the time. Anybody can see that if you're aware, if you realize how the game works, where these people pretend that they're right all the time. You don't have to be right all the time. I just edited my little notes right in front of you. Oh no, boo-hoo. God, don't even get me started. Anyways, number 9, there's never been a time like this in the history of the world where you have so much opportunity and the potential to learn faster than ever before thanks to all these new technologies. Use it and capitalize. Literally, I'm filming this the morning of my birthday. I'm going to post it midday. You're going to have these lessons. You can learn them. You have my gifts of 100,000 plus. Again, leave a comment below if you are into NFTs, if you like NFTs. Yes, NFTs, I'm going to do a whole nother video on this because I know NFTs are still confusing. But if you want to come to my in-person stock trading conference, not NFT trading conference, but my stock trading conference, which will probably be late October or November, guess what? You need to get into my NFT club. This is a new technology. I am really so amped about it. And the cool thing with NFTs is it's not just like buying a ticket. It's not just like buying a product. You can sell it later. It's a tradable thing. That's what's so cool about NFTs. Anyways, that's another story. But we have this amazing technology. You can learn no matter where you are in the world. I have students all over the world. Doesn't matter your background. Doesn't matter if your parents doubt you, if your friends doubt you. You have to stick with your education and utilize this new technology. Get knowledgeable. The sooner you become a master, the sooner you gain expertise, the sooner you will have an advantage over everybody else. And it's never been possible before in the history of the world. In the history of the world, I'm basically a glorified history teacher. If you look at history in the past, like if your family wasn't wealthy enough, if you were born in the wrong geography, as long as you have internet access, you can learn to do anything. And when you learn to do anything, I think you'll start seeing these new opportunities. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. So be on the lookout for different potential streams of income. Number 10, dream big, believe in yourself, tune out all haters, doubters, and self-doubt. I'll add that too, as you can achieve anything you want in this life if you're willing to work hard enough and be patient. Nothing happens overnight. If you look at the progress of all my now 25 plus millionaires, they didn't make it in year 1 or really even year 2. It's mainly like year 3, year 4, year 5. So you got to have the right mindset, but money also doesn't just buy happiness, but it gives you the freedom, and then you have more time to do what you love. You literally can do this. I laugh at my doubters or haters. I was like, you're going to attack me now after my record years, after I've just quintupled my number of millionaires? Like, get out of here. Maybe you should have attacked me when I didn't have that much success as a trader or as a teacher. I still have made millions before I got started teaching, but I didn't necessarily have all the millionaires. And the fact, when I first got started teaching, I was, millionaire challenged. I made all the video lessons, DVDs, and webinars, but it takes time to study and learn all that stuff and to assimilate it and then to actually trade. You need a hotter market, you know? A lot of my new millionaires were really prepared in 2018 or 2019, but it was a slower market. They needed 2020 and 2021 to really fully, embrace and capitalize on their potential. So, I gave this tip during the webinar all day yesterday saying like, look, what if 2022 might be a year of learning? I don't know what's going to happen. But so far, it's not a great start earnings wise. I mean, I'm up like 60,000 over 3 months, which is, amazing. That's what most people make in a year, but it's like 1/10 of what I made last year. So you got to adapt. You got to try to, roll with the punches, and not every year is going to be big. That's why I said in this one, you can achieve what you want in life if you work hard enough and if you are patient. What if, and this is just a hypothetical, let's say you study a lot in 2022 and 2023, maybe there's a recession, maybe there's inflation, but then 2024, 2025, 2026, you get a massive rebound in the economy. Some new technology, like space technology, nanotechnology, I don't know. But you utilize this slower market to really hone in and focus on your own strategy and your own process so that when there's a better market, you now have 1, 2, 3 years. I don't know when, the market can rebound and get really hot again, but I want it to be far out in the future. Most of you watching this, almost every single person watching this video is playing a game of catch up, okay? All of these trades, all of these sectors, all of these strategies have been going on without you. You don't have the experience. Even if there was a perfect play tomorrow, you probably would be unprepared to capitalize on it. Never forget my last conference. Dan Bilzerian, posted on his Instagram story about his ticker BILZF. I was ready. I recognized the power of his followers. I recognized that, the stock market closed, so all of his followers were going to try to buy, the next morning. That created a 40% gap up. I sold it. I locked in 40%, and I underestimated the stock doubled over the next hour. But that's the kind of opportunity. I saw it. I spotted it. I was aware. I capitalized. Everyone, not even everyone, like half of my conference had already left because it was like the last day, in the last hour of the last day, and there weren't any great trades until that one. Most people, even when they saw it, they didn't realize what an opportunity it was. I don't want you to make that mistake. So yes, you can achieve anything. Yes, you can become a millionaire, but it's going to take longer, and you got to really put in your studying first. It's very front end loaded. One of the questions I got, during my webinar yesterday was like, how do you stay motivated when there's not that many great plays, when you're not making that much? That's something that you have to answer. This is why I teach, because I want you to have the right mindset. If you have like a 4, 5, 6 year plan and you don't make any money year 1, year 2, year 3, it's not the end of the world because you already anticipated it. Unfortunately, people want a lot of money, like, oh, I'm studying, I should get paid. This is not an hourly job, okay? My millionaire students literally were just in college like a year or two ago. I mean, I was talking about how some of the students are up on stage, like Jack Kellogg 2.5 years ago, he was at like 120,000. Huddy was at like 150,000. Dom was at like 130,000. Kyle Williams was at 130,000. Matt Monaco wasn't even up on stage. He had like $5,000 to his name. Now Matt Monaco has 2 million. Kyle Williams, 3 million. Huddy's closing in on 2 million. Dom's at like 2 or 3 million. And Jack's closing in on 10 million. Just as an example, you can grow your money exponentially if you put in the right preparation first, if you have a foundation of knowledge. And you got to build that foundation of knowledge. If you don't have a foundation, if you're an architect, right, you try to make this amazing building, but you don't have a solid foundation, no matter how high or amazing your building is going to be, it's going to come crashing down. You need to put in the foundation first. That's what studying is. So you got to have the right mindset. Luckily, you're finding me at a good time where I've refined my teaching process. You have more than enough materials. You have amazing technologies like Stocks to Trade. Like I would not trade without Stocks to Trade breaking news. This has been my single best tool lately. They have alerted all the best news. And again, this, $100,000 birthday giveaway, click the links below. Check this out. You have some really cool opportunities here. Again, I got to get going. I actually have to go film, some very cool stuff for the upcoming Earth Day. Very excited. For me, charity is my passion, so I'm doing what I love. I want you to do what you love. But first, you need knowledge. Ideally, you need financial freedom. You're not going to be able to do what you love if you have to work 9 to 5 for somebody else, if you're in debt all the time, which most people are. So I can't encourage you enough to study use the weekend to study. I know today's Good Friday, so people are like, oh, day off. Put in some time on your day off. Think about, Kobe Bryant, Mamba style, right? Where he's putting in time, practicing all the time. That's what made him great. That is the kind of mindset that you need. And because this isn't rocket science, you really can learn everything inside of a few years. You don't need to commit to decades. You get to enjoy decades with a few years of hard work. That's what this comes down to. So anyways, thank you again for all the birthday wishes. Click some links below. It's better to give than to receive. So I'm happy to give you these birthday gifts, and I'll see you in chat. Cheers.